to be in your head that you would like to get rid of, that you don't want anymore? How about, let's talk about like war. I'm sure some of you have been in war. Divorce. How about death of a loved one? Let's talk about, also I brought up this lady I know, she wrote this book about getting set free from fear and depression. Where does all that come from? Well, I'll tell you where I got set free. I read this book by Dr. John Deloney, Own Your Past and Change Your Future. What that is he's part of the Dave Ramsey ministry. He's on Dave Ramsey's radio station. Anyway, after reading that book, it gave me the tools to get set free because I was going through a horrible storm at the time. And you know the enemy beats you up with thoughts. Let me tell you about thoughts. Genesis chapter 3. When Adam and Eve, after they sinned, and they were in the garden, and God said, "Where are you, Adam?" He said, "I hid myself." "Why did you hide yourself?" He says, "Because I was naked." And he says, "Who told you you were naked?" So was that a thought? Because I don't think anyone else was in the garden. So I believe maybe it was a thought. Is that when the enemy got a hold of our thoughts? And the enemy got a hold of being able to tell us stuff in our heads? Well, let me read to you 2 Corinthians 10 verse 5. It says, "Casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing every thought captive into the obedience of Christ." We got to bring it captive. We got to do what that means. It means own it. You have to own that thought. I mean, you can't give something away if you don't own it. Just like your car, you got a title to it. Your name's written on it. You can't give it away unless you give the title away and take your name off of it. Well, that's ownership. Let me read to you something about storms. Here's one that's your brain at 3 a.m. I can see you're trying to sleep. So I would like to offer you every selection of every memory and unresolved issue or thing you should have said or done today as well in the past 40 years. How many of you can relate? Oh man, we got hands going up. Okay, how'd you like to get rid of all of them and sleep? It works. You can get set free. You can get set free. Okay. What you got to do is give them to God. And also, do you remember when Jesus was tempted on the mountains by Satan? And every time Jesus, every time he went back to him and with a reply, he says, "For it is written." He brought him 3 times, and 3 times Jesus said, "For it is written." All right? So guess what? God gave us a paper and he gave us a pen. So we can write it too. We can write that thought down. We can own that thought. And then we pray and give it to him. You own it, Lord. Let me read you to. This is what Jesus also, he came to give us. In John 14:27, it says, "I am leaving you with a gift, peace of mind and heart. And the peace I give you as a gift, the world cannot give. So don't be troubled or afraid." That's what he said. So anyway, what I did is I have these books up here. This is a wonderful workbook. This lady I know, she wrote this book. It's all about fear and depression. So does fear start with a thought? Does depression start with a thought? And then it just keeps lingering, and more fear. You can get set free. This is a workbook. She's got questions she asks you, and you can write them down. And she puts them in a big balloon, but that's how she does it. Well, anyway, what I want to do is closing here. I've got a stack of notepads up here, and I wrote on the back of it, give it to God. So, who wants this one? You want that one? All right. Well, anyway, I'm going to leave them up here. I'm going to leave the books up here, so if y'all want to take pictures of them or whatever you want to do, you're welcome to do that. But anyway, I'm going to pray us out.